Hey, how's it going, everybody? If you're new here, welcome in, and if you've been here before, welcome back. I'm Rollshambo, the connoisseur and collector of all things sharp and shiny, and today we've got a brand new release from Olight. That's right, they're not necessarily done. We are in the final month of 2023. It's December 11th. And we're not done talking about new releases from Olight. And it seems like they've just been hitting it hard this year when it comes to the product lineup. And they're doing a great job of listening to feedback from customers, trying to address needs, and really fill the flashlight niche market. And I think that they're doing overall a pretty dang good job. Now, at first look at this box, you're like, oh, here we go again. It's another one of those Olight Arkfeld lights, right? Well, kind of. This one is the Olight Arkflex, and I already have it out of the box. Guys, this one is a light that many of you might be wondering, do we need this? And to answer that question, I'm going to say with a very solid maybe. And I say maybe because it's going to address something that some of you might have a need for, some of you might not. But either way, I think it's very, very interesting. Right away, the main feature that you're going to see on the Arkflex that's different than the Arkfeld Pro or any of the Arkfelds for that matter is that it swivels to 90 degrees. Now, some of you might be looking at this saying, cool beans, I don't need that. And if that's the answer for you, I get it. However, hear me out because I do think that this addresses a pretty nifty issue. Before we get too lost in the weeds, I will say that I did do a light test. Unfortunately, my apartment complex was very well lit tonight. Maybe it's the Christmas season. Maybe I just picked a wrong night. Either way, I did go ahead and record some footage, and I'll go ahead and post that as we go along just so you can see what that's like. But the question that I aim to answer today is this the ideal alternative to an Olight Arkfeld? Is it the ideal alternative to an Arkfeld Pro? Let's start off by talking about the specs. We have a turbo mode with a max lumen output of 1,000 lumens and 1900 candela. That will last for about 4 minutes before it hops down to 400 lumens for 90 minutes. High mode is a 400 lumens. That will get you 90 minutes of runtime before it drops down to 60 lumens for 10 minutes. Medium is 100 lumens, low is 15 lumens. And then the ever so useful moonlight mode is 1.5 lumens. It does come with the standard IPX7 water resistance rating. And I'm going to say water resistant because after a while, you go down so far and all of a sudden nothing is water resistant. So there you have it. Pretty simple spec sheet. As far as what's new on here, obviously we have the swiveling head. That's a 90-degree swivel, and it feels nice. You can actually stop this comfortably at any angle. We do also have a different power button than we're used to seeing. And I'm going to zoom in on that so you can see that. That is not the typical power button, at least that I am used to seeing out of an Olight product. Normally, I'm used to seeing this button or one of the shiny variants, but this is new and it's different. It's got some nubbins on it, so it's actually easy to find. And of course, we have this texturing here on the sides, which is going to help with the grip. This has rounded angles, and on the Arkfeld's models, they're more geometric, they're more squared off. This actually feels really good in the hand. Aside from the geometry of how this is shaped, we also have a slightly different pocket clip. And I'm going to tell you what I mean when I say slightly different. This one is elongated, and I'm going to draw attention here to the Arkfeld Pro pocket clip. You see how this is deep carry in the pocket on the Arkfeld Pro, and it's going to be tail cap up. That's great, but if you were to flop this around, all of a sudden you've got this much sticking out of your pocket. So pocket carry on the Arkfeld Pro is quite obviously tip down or torch down or tail cap up, whatever. What I'm trying to say is that this is meant to be clipped in your pocket one way. On the Arkflex, however, this is going to be deep carry both ways. And that's extremely useful because let's say, for example, that you don't want it in your pocket. Maybe you don't wear a hat and so you don't have a hat to clip it to. Maybe you want to clip it to a piece of your gear, like a backpack strap or something that's going across your chest. You could even clip this to the front of your shirt, flip this way, and it's going to slide all the way down. And so this is the very top. And that's extremely useful because it makes it hands-free. You can point it in whatever direction you want. Or if you do clip this to your hat, you can actually angle this in a specific way. You can't do that with an Arkfeld Pro. Now, on the Arkfeld Pro, I did say that this was my favorite EDC flashlight from Olight in 2023. And I checked out quite a few of them. And typically speaking, the EDC flashlights that we normally talk about are the baton series. And the baton series is great. I love a good Olight baton. However, when it comes to carry profile in the pocket, and if you're going to EDC this, that's exactly where it's going to live. The issue with the baton series is that it's taller. And I'll put this back here so you can see it. It's taller. It's going to sit much, much thicker in your pocket just based on the cylindrical shape of things. When we introduce something like the Arkfeld, it's going to, even though this is not a small light by EDC standards, it's going to sit lower and thinner in the pocket. And so it's not going to bulge out as much. And, some of us like a good bulge and some of us would rather just be low profile. So that's why this geometry, this rectangular geometry, is actually really good for that. Now, in the pocket, the Arkflex does actually have the same thickness profile. So it's not going to be any thicker in your pocket than the Arkfeld Pro. That being said, it is actually shorter. This is going to come in around the same overall length as a regular Arkfeld. And so, yes, the Arkflex is less powerful. However, when I reviewed the Arkfeld Pro, there was a number of people that said, that's cool with the selector switch and everything, but I'm really only going to use the light and call it a day. So why do I need the UV? Why do I need the laser? I don't use those things. The best thing about the Arkflex is that even though it has 300 less lumens than the Arkfeld Pro, coming in at 1,000 lumen max output, it does actually give you 2 LEDs. And what that's going to do is become more of a floodlight. It's going to provide more or wider flood of light. And that's pretty nifty, especially if you just need something to light your immediate area and you don't need tons of throw. If you do need tons of throw, that's what they make lights like the Warrior and the Javelot for. So yeah, this is going to be good for EDC purposes. Is it the most powerful light on the market? No, but it does have great innovations like being able to swivel this head to point the light exactly where you want. You can clip it on your backpack gear or on your shirt and have it pointing face forward, with being hands-free and illuminating your path before you. I do think that that's pretty cool, and I actually really do enjoy these rounded over edges and corners in an effort to make it, more carry friendly in the hand. We do have a standard battery illuminator right here that will tell you exactly what your battery level is, and overall operation is going to be the same as, just about any other Olight flashlight ever made. So for example, if you press and hold from it dead off, it'll go into moonlight mode and then it'll lock out. And so this makes it safe to carry in the pocket. The nice thing about having this button on the side is that it's very difficult to accidentally turn this on, whereas when it's on the top, it is much easier because this is pressing against your pants. And so it's very easy, if this is not in lockout mode, to accidentally engage it. So that is a nice little tidbit, something that's useful. If you want to unlock it, you just press and hold again, and it'll go back into moonlight mode, and then you can press and hold, and it'll unlock. then you can cycle through it and it'll tell you exactly how much battery life you have. Battery recharging is the same as always. It's a magnetic tail cap, so you don't lose that magnetic tail cap, which I'm such a huge fan of. I love being able to stick this to things and turn it on and be able to illuminate my workspace, whether that's the hood of my car or something in my garage or even something in my studio. That's just, well, honestly, it's just very useful. The pocket clip also makes it versatile as well, and I really do enjoy the fact that this is deep carry both ways. So at the end of the day, only you can decide which one is going to fit your needs better. Maybe it's the Arkfeld Pro, maybe it's the Arkflex, maybe it's neither. The cool thing about Olight is that they have so many models that if one of these just isn't doing it for you, you can go ahead and take a look at so many other lights that they currently have, and no doubt they have one that will fit your needs. So as of today, this is being released and it is going to be on sale. So you can expect a price of $56.99 today on release. Of course, if you want a different light that is not currently on sale, you can get 10% off using my code, which is REDC or REDC, and that will get you 10% off any non-sale discounted items. I'm really excited for this one. I also wonder what a pro version would look like. What are your thoughts? Does this appeal to you? Do you find a use for this? Do you like the idea of having more flood with 2 LED lights? Or would you much rather have the Arkfeld Pro? Maybe you could find a use for both of these, but let me know in the comment section down below. Does this one fit your fancy more than this one? Do neither of them? Do you like the profile of a more rectangular cubic design instead of something like the Baton series, which is cylindrical? I'm curious to see what you have to say. Let's have a conversation. If you're interested in either of these lights, check the link in the description down below. And if you want to watch more awesome knife and EDC content, go ahead and click on one of the videos that pops up next.